Hey guys, Sony here, and I'm just going to go over a quick breakdown of a trade I took on GU today. I believe the trade was a 125.76, and it was a 1 hour impulse break. Just to set the tone for today, we are pushing back from our daily higher high level. I do anticipate a break this week, just based on the consolidation we seem to have in this range prior to today, and the fact that we caught volume from our 4 hour low and from our daily zone, pushing the way up. So my anticipation is we might get some kind of pullback that might pull us back to a 4 hour level, which would be down here at this broken lower high level from the past. Or we might hold this range up here, find volume buys here, and then push our way up. So just to break down the idea of the trade we had this morning. This is about where I woke up. This is 3 a.m. London time open. London had pushed price from the daily all the way down to a 1 hour impulse level that was created what seemed to be over the weekend. We did gap down here, found support or demand. And as you can see, this is from the past as well as broken levels over here. So my idea here was to take a long initially from this position in the morning. So if we go to the 15-minute chart, just so I can speed up a little bit, as you can see, the long opportunity really did not present itself. According to my rules, we never really had a change of pace. We didn't have a consolidation level. There was no signs that pointed me that longs were happening. So when this happened and we broke down farther, which we did a little bit farther, at this point, I'm not watching a trade right now. I have alarm set here and I have alarm set here. As you can see, the alarm down here is still active. The idea is that we weren't going to take a trade and we weren't going to put ourselves at risk until we got a clean move. So at this point, guys, you shouldn't be mad that you missed the break. You should be mad if you take a trade that's not according to your plan. Wait for your liquidity zones to be tapped again and wait for your lower time frame confirmations to enter. Moving forward, as you can see, price came down, retested an AOI that I had set from the 4 hour time frame. All this was an impulse area that was acting as a broken level. So a broken level, supply broken, turn demand. That was what I was looking for. I wasn't taking a trade off of this. That was a target if I was to take a short from this 1 hour zone, but I did not get the proper confirmations in here to take it. It moved away way too quick. We had like I believe it was like an 8 or 9 pip candle drop right here. So my confirmations were almost met, but at the closure of this candle, it was too late. At the closure of this candle, I gave up on it. So as you can see, we are pushing our way back up, working our way into New York Open. So here I had already taken the trade. I took the trade at this engulfing break past this zone. This is an aggressive style entry, and I usually set my stops just below the last floor that's maintained. Being that these are aggressive entries, I do take 0.25% risk on these trades. Understand that when you guys set your trading plan up, different opportunities should have different risk profiles. You should not be taking the same risk on very low probability trades as you do high probability trades, but you should always take the same risk on the same style of trade. That's more important than taking the same risk on every trade. You just want to make sure that every time you take a 1 hour break, which is why I have reduced risk, I take 0.25% risk every single time. That means when I have my 1% wins, they give me 1% back. These 0.25% wins are only going to lose a quarter if I lose them. You never want to over leverage, even if we're under leveraged to begin with, if you know what I mean. So moving down to the lower time frames across an entry, as you can see, I told you I took the break here. I did take a little bit of this candle in a pullback, and that's why it seemed like I bought it right at the closure, but I actually bought it after we pushed above this candle right here. A little pre-confirmation, hoping we'd continue forward, and we did. Go to the 5 minute, just going to rush the play out. We pushed up when we touched daily. I did close this trade a little bit shy. I believe it was 3-3. Just due to lower time frame signals that were telling me to get out. But we got to push up straight up, no signals for reversal. This printed as a 10 to 10. So it wasn't initially a 10 to 10. My initial target was set here at a 6 to 10. But it pushed up here, and obviously this was my end target. I believe, like I said, I closed at 3-3. I'd have to check my phone. But when I upload this on Stony, you'll see my MT4 screenshot. It'll give you a more precise look at what happened. But when we came up, we tagged the zone, and then we pulled back a little bit, and I sold on some of these pullbacks. Because generally, when I hit my target, I kind of want to close the position. But sometimes you get 1 minute closures that just run up. But after all these stops up here, I did close the trade. So this played out to be a 10 to 1, but it was a 0.25% risk. And I did go risk-free at about a 3 to 1, which would be somewhere in here. Risk-free just means I sold off half of the trade. That way I could pay for my stop and then some. So 3 to 1 is where I ended up do that. And the reason I do that is so I don't have to watch the trade. When I go risk-free, I can just ignore it and set my target, and my position will sell itself. In this situation, I had an alarm, so I watched and I did a manual order to close. This trade was taken because I was anticipating New York volume, which came into here to help push us through here. It just lined up confluencing with the 1 hour break. And if you guys know anything about supply and demand or how you read it, overshoots generally the breakouts. So we overshot this 1 hour zone. And then as we were coming through, I knew we had collected buyers from this AOI. So it was my bias that with those buyers, we would break back up into the daily and fill this breakout range. And that's precisely what we did. The only thing we had to worry about was, of course, this level. And that's why I waited for this level to get broken to take my entry. So that's all I got for you guys. A little quick breakdown. Paid my bills today, and just know one trade, guys, pays your mortgage. So, keep learning, keep pushing, and keep growing. If you have any questions, hit me up at Stony Financial on Instagram. And if you're ever looking for some help, I do have a refinement group open on stonyfinancial.com. Thanks, guys.